is the thing.
I loved it.
It annoys me that I found it so gripping to watch.
Yeah, it was good.
And actually, it's like it needed to happen. Like that tension needed to break, and it has. I've enjoyed what's come afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll get to that. So then Lotan called Chanel a camera-hungry bitch. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he did it in like a Scottish accent. He went, "You camera-hungry bitch."
Did he?
Yeah, it was really weird.
And
she was like, "Well, look at yourself," or something.
She said, Isabel said, "You're just being cocky because you had drink to Lotan."
True.
And I noticed Raph just looked like he just wanted the couch to just open up and just suck him up.
Yeah, he doesn't cope well with tension.
No, he doesn't. And then in the middle of this, middle of it all, Raph and Chanel had a little nice moment together about how they were bed buddies and they liked each other. That was cute.
That was yeah. She said Raph is the only one whose opinion I give a shit about.
Yeah.
So you can tell me why you gave me this, which is most trustworthy or something.
Yeah. And then Charlotte gave Hannah a petty sticker. We've got to talk about Charlotte very, very briefly.
Come on.
What is that fucking problem? Why is she on the side of evil now?
I don't know. She's really like buddied up with Ellie for some reason.
She is the worst of the worst because not only is she bland, she's a number for the bad side.
However,
yes,
I was amazed that in that scene where the fight broke out, she got in between Ellie and Deborah across the stairs.
Did
she was like fucking Stretch Armstrong.
I saw Tom was up there as well.
One arm on each banister trying to block the way. And I thought, fucking hell, Charlotte is actually fearless.
Okay. All right, we'll give her that. So then Lotan started, this is kind of the start of it, Lotan started picking on Isabel for looking in the mirror. I think because she said something about him being vain, and then he's like, "Oh, who's the vain one now?" or whatever. And they said, "Oh, she's just trying to fix her mic pack or something."
And Hannah was going, "Leave it out, leave it out." And he said, "Oh, I'm just trying to make light of the situation."
So then we had the fateful line, which had to be said twice, I know. And then no one heard it.
Yeah, but like, not really a good role model for his son, though, are you?
I like the fact she said it twice because no one heard it the first time.
Can I just say, there's been a high percentage of Northerners in this house, hasn't there?
Okay.
Everyone's from up north.
Oh, that's good, I think. Isabel is a bit odd, isn't she?
A bit odd?
Yeah, like she's a bit like emotionless. Do you know what I mean? Like when it all started kicking off, she just was totally like impervious to it all.
It was like walking through it, floating through, and the chaos kicking off around.
And then she was going, and it's a bit later, but she's going, "Oh, I feel really bad," and it's like, you don't feel.
She doesn't.
You don't feel bad. I think you like it.
Like bullet time in the Matrix, where it slows down. It all kicks off around her.
It's true, and then she's like, it's like she almost thought she should say she felt bad. But in her heart, she didn't feel bad, and I don't blame her.
I remember her sort of coming to the bedroom afterwards and fretting about it, and Chanel was like, "Oh, just sit down."
Yeah. So she goes, "Yeah, you're meant to be a good role model to your son."
But go on.
But just before that, Lotan had said he wasn't taking anything in this task seriously.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I've put, she said it twice because she slurred it the first time, in brackets, meds. So then Lotan threw the drink. Now, did Lotan throw the drink? Or did he swirl it around?
He swirled it around. He did, yeah. I was going to say. He just swirled it around. There's been a few interpretations of what Lotan did. He said swirled it around, or someone else said, like, whipped it around, or something.
He literally chucked it.
He kind of, like, for a start, in the diary room later, he said, "My glass was almost empty."
Yeah, not true.
It was a bottle.
It was a full glass. Oh, what?
It was a glass bottle, a green bottle.
Oh, okay.
One green bottle. He basically stood up, and like basically raised the bottle above his head and flung it so all the drink sprayed out.
He wasn't a very good shot, was he? Because he got Hannah.
To be fair, I think barely any of that liquid went on anyone, but
Hannah definitely got him a lot.
It wasn't like a soaker. It wasn't like a super soaker.
It was enough that you'd be pissed off if someone threw a drink at you in there, wouldn't you? Just ask Dash Bell water in your face.
Or Grace.
No,
or
Grace
Susie.
did it, didn't
Ask
she?
Susie about it. So let's try and get Susie on, see how she feels about this.
I don't know.
Golden housemate.
It's all right. Who is she?
Where did you find her?
That was actually used in context there, unlike the rest of the times it's ever used. No, that was totally wrong, him doing that.
It was out of order, but I didn't think anyone really got that wet.
Do you think he would have got thrown out if that was all he did and then he went to the diary room and said sorry?
He had already had some warnings from Big Brother the day before, right? But I can't remember what it was for.
Isn't it assault to throw a drink on someone? Low level.
Very low level.
Yeah, but it is assault, I think.
I think it's kind of like...
Especially in Big Brother.
It's probably the highest level of assault you could pass in the Big Brother house, right? Like chucking water on someone has been passable before. Like Grace didn't go home unless she was being evicted.
Yeah. That's why she did it. She did go home.
She did.
Horseface Grace.
Legend.
Still with Mikey. So then, hold on. So then Chanel jumps up. Are you fucking serious?
Are you serious? Are you fucking serious?
That was brilliant.
I loved Chanel.
I loved it. Just like everyone was screaming. It was just like, oh my God.
The thing was, like, Chanel was so mad, but she knows she's on a final warning, so she was kind of stuck to the point as well where she was. So she was just like rocking backwards and forwards.
Did you notice Raph grabbed her leg?
Raph is so scared that he's going to lose her.
Yeah, I know. He like had hold of her leg. Honestly, I saw his arm like locked
and then later in the garden was like around her neck, like trying to hold her in a headlock.
And then Chanel flung her glass
again. Yeah.
Well,
Chanel.
now if you'd started at Chanel, we'd be having a very different conversation right now. Okay, Big Brother, make it up as you go along, mate. I do understand that people are going, oh, Chanel should go, blah, 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 blah. But they're missing the point that Chanel is inherently a nice person and the others aren't.
This is the argument that someone was having with me, that Chanel's been aggressive and done this and this. I think the difference between Chanel and Lotan is that Chanel has had a warning for her behaviour and she's modified her behaviour. And when she knows she's reaching that point... Raph obviously steps in, but she also knows to remove herself from the situation. Yeah. Whereas Lotan had a warning and didn't, and perpetuated it, and he hadn't changed. So that's why he deserved to go over her.
Oh God, the fact. Well, we'll come to it, but the fact they even let him back in is just disgusting.
He
in my opinion.
his way back in.
No, because he was in there later.
He stayed overnight, didn't he?
No, he was. Well, we'll come to it. Hold on. So then,
I think he did stay overnight. You know.
Carry on. But wasn't he in the David Guest suite or?
Well, we didn't see it.
We didn't see
but
it,
he went to hospital in the meantime.
You know a lot about Lotan's medical history.
Well, I'm actually his GP.
So then Deborah was trying to calm Hannah down. Well, that didn't last long.
We've got work. That is enough, she said.
That was interesting.
We've got work. I like that.
Not yet. What does that mean? We've got real jobs, right? We got jobs. Is that what she meant? We've got jobs in the outside world.
No, I think she means we got work here in that we want to change the image of black girls on Big Brother. No, it's true. Because she said in the diary letter, like, hang on a minute, we've already outlasted a Nigerian girl. She went out on third week. I think that's Toya. Is it Toya that they're talking about?
Maybe, yeah.
So they're sort of saying that, we need to stay here for, like, to represent.
I was talking to my friend Delali about this very briefly at work today, and she doesn't watch Big Brother, but she heard about the fight. And I said, if you just saw them running up the stairs in isolation, you might think it was aggressive. And Delali said she goes on a Facebook group where it's all black girls who are about our age. And she said half of them were saying, oh, it's really bad, and then half of them were saying, what the fuck is black girls doing going in Big Brother anyway? They know the way they're going to get portrayed, which I thought was quite funny. No sympathy.
No, but I've seen people say that. I've seen someone say on Twitter, but Big Brother isn't for black people. Victor Abu has done all right out of it. No, but this is black people themselves, not...
Yeah, but that shouldn't be the case, is it? Anyway, I'm sure we'll have more on that.
Is it?
So then, is it? So then... oh yeah, Isabel. They just panned over to Isabel in the middle of this, and she was smiling. She was smiling. Good. Then Ellie turned round to Isabel and said, "What are you here for?"
Oh yeah.
What are you here for? How dare you? What are you here for?
Exactly.
What is she here for? The same fucking thing you are. Airtime.
You know what though? That was the same reason that she gave for nominating Isabel. I don't know what she's here for. It seems like she's here just to shit stir. She said. Yeah.
And then she said, why are you here? You're pissing me off. Why are you there? You're pissing me off.
I got news for you, Ellie. You're in there with fucking 15 people. You're not going to get on with everyone. Just the fact that you don't like them doesn't mean they shouldn't be there.
No. And then Ellie said, they should have picked Sam.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm so upset that he's going in.
Oh, he might be okay. But he likes Ellie. Why would you fancy Ellie? She looks like a frog. I hate Ellie. I hate Ellie almost more than Tom.
She's tedious.
Oh, her jokes. They're trying to like give her a good edit now. It's like, fuck off.
Hippie posthumous where she's laughing her tits off at her. It's like, fuck off.
I shouldn't she's fucking Peter Kay or something. Like, leave it out. So then, next thing was, you shouldn't have mentioned the son. You shouldn't have mentioned the son. He gives a fuck?
Well, the fact is, Isabel did not mention his son. It wasn't about his son. It was about his actions and being a role model to his son.
Then he went on to be an even worse role model.
Exactly. And Charlotte said, "Oh, you shouldn't bring family into it." And actually, Chanel did say to Isabel, "You shouldn't have said that." Actually.
Yeah, she did.
Because she didn't realise what had happened at first.
No, she didn't.
Chanel said, "I thought it was kicking off about nothing."
About nothing. Because Chanel couldn't understand what Isabel fucking said because she's drugged up. Isabel, not Chanel. So Chanel said in the garden, "He's fucking vile." He's fucking vile.
Why is he still here when he's treating women like that? I quoted that tweet, and that tweet went off the scale. So people definitely agreed with that.
We don't want to tweet brag, but I got like 800 likes on my tweet the other day.
Because you're followed by Obama.
I think,
I think he retweeted you actually in the week, and that's why.
So then, hold on. Oh yeah. Then this is it. Chanel didn't realise what Isabel said about Lotan's son, and then Isabel went, "Yeah, but I did." Isabel was so cold.
I liked it when she went, "Yeah, but it's true though."
Yeah, I know, she's so cold.
And it is true. And I like it that she just says that's true.
She doesn't care.
I agree with her.
She's weird. She's funny. She's weird. Isabel's interesting.
She's an interesting character.
I can't get a handle on her in a way.
She's infinitely more interested in Savannah.
I hate Savannah. So then Lotan was in the diary room digging his grave, I've put.
With Tom?
With Tom. So he says...
To be fair to Lotan, he did go straight up to that diary room when that happened.
Because there's no comment about where he was after that.
What's quite funny is he swirled his drink.
Yeah.
The house erupted and he just went up the stairs.
Yeah, it's like, bye everyone. So this is what Lotan said in the diary room. "First thing in the morning, I'm going to pack up my stuff." True. I swirled my drink around the room.
Like it's normal behaviour.
Because of the ugly one with the orange face. This disgrace of a human being. Nice.
Ugly on the inside and out. He said, "I'm not just talking about aesthetics, but primarily you're going for aesthetics."
And then Tom was like giggling by his side
about it. Tom was behind him in those mirrored fucking aviators like a fucking bodyguard. And then Lotan just... Well, you're probably going to come to it. Lotan gets up off the chair and tries
smashes at the diary.
But he goes trying to open the door. What is some war cry that he did? Yeah, exactly. And then I don't think he got out at that point. Big Brother made him sit down. Tom made him sit down again, and Lotan said, "Get the fuck off of me."
I know, and
Tom flinched.
And that tells you all you need to know about Lotan, that he speaks to his own friends like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because no one would ever speak to their friend like that, no matter how hurt you are. You know your friend is just trying to calm you down.
He doesn't give a fuck about Tom. But Tom is so far up his arse, he doesn't care.
But since Lotan's gone, Tom and Ellie don't seem that bothered. But I think that's because they've been told not to be that bothered. But
by Big Brother.
No, but the
Please
fact
forget that Lotan was ever here.
I thought there would be it would be a hate campaign against Isabel and blah blah. But I think Big Brother's told him to simmer down. Basically.
Well, if you look at the way that Ellie reacted to him leaving the fire escape the other day,
exactly.
And then when Tom, when he came back in, was all over him.
That was that's their real reaction.
But they probably edited that out.
Yeah, no, we're getting this fake ass shit now. Basically, that's what I think.
I am at one with the Big Brother house.
Yeah, exactly. So then Ellie was defending Lotan chucking a drink at Hannah. And
Ellie would defend Lotan if he'd fucking what?
Raped someone.
Knifed someone in the face, shot them through a book.
And then Deborah got really angry. She was acting like it happened to her, not Hannah. But then it's
about the drink.
Yeah.
What I thought was interesting here was that it was Hannah that was the most angry about the drink.
Yeah.
And she was saying that basically, I don't even drink. I don't drink, apparently. I didn't realise they don't drink.
Okay.
I don't even want drink on my skin.
Oh.
Deborah was annoyed because obviously no one's ever chucked a drink at her, which you're entitled to be annoyed about. But I think what really got to Deborah was when it kicked off on the stairs, and I don't know why everyone was heading up the stairs.
I don't either.
This before...
Deborah was trying to exit the house.
Is this... Well, we'll come to that. Is this before or after Lotan got to exit the diary room?
This is before Lotan's come back out again.
So when everything kicked off on the stairs, was Lotan in or out the diary room?
He was in. Oh.
I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
But anyway, there's the part where Lotan comes back out.
Yeah.
Yuck. Have you got that in? Yeah, and he said yuck. And then Charlotte was like, go back to the diary room.
Yeah,
and he goes, what are they going to do? Drag me out of here? Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I hope so. Fingers crossed.
But during that part, Hannah said that Ellie had hit her in the face.
Yeah.
And I think that's what got Deborah. And I said, I tweeted, like, if you've got someone in your life that would defend you the way Deborah defends Hannah, you're blessed. Like,
yeah, true.
The way, like, yes, she ran up the stairs aggressively, but like we said, she was trying to get out.
Yeah.
Ellie was going, hit me. Hannah, Deborah was like, all right,
I wish she'd got out